Welcome back to DC Dual Force and the fourth and final part of our beginner deck building theory tutorial. This series has been geared toward very beginner brand new players on different theories and ways to craft a deck. In this video, we're going to be talking about using game mechanics to base a deck around. Game mechanics are what you would call in a game these tag words. For example, shield, aura, guard, and so on and so forth. There are plenty of these things. Deploy would be another one that you could use, as well as firepower would be a good one. There's parting shot, but there's not really any support for it, so we're not going to talk about that. We are going to build a deck that is going to be the easiest for beginners to have access to, and also one of the stronger base ones, and that is going to be, we are going to build a deck around shield and aura. So let's build the deck, we'll come back to it, show off the list, and go from there. Midway here through building our deck, I wanted to show something. So we have crammed in all of the common and rare cards that have either shield or aura in their name, and as you can see, we don't quite fill out the list, and it's also a little skewed. So one thing to think about when making a deck based around mechanics is by cramming in all the mechanics, it's sometimes not the best idea, and because you do need to fill your deck in with just generally good cards to help complement the deck and make it run. So even though we are building around a mechanic, we can't make that the sole identity of top to bottom in the deck. So just something to think about. Our Aura Shield deck list is in, and let's go through it a little bit as we get into some a little more nuanced things of deck building that you'll run into, especially with a deck like this that isn't based solely around the archetypes the first three were, and more of the mechanics. So we have fit in our shield package, and we'll go over that first. Our shield package is going to include our Crypto, our Superman robots, our Kong, our Superboys, and our Supergirls at the top end. We also did put in two fitting mentors as opposed to favorite of the gods. Fitting mentors will be helpful in this deck to generate more shield, and also it will complement our aura package, as many of our bronze recruits do not have shield. If you have too many bronze recruits that have shield already, or if that's kind of the basis of what you go for, Favor of the Gods would probably be a better card, as Favor just gives 2/2 and guard as opposed to the shield. So since we are light on the bronze recruits that have shield, we went with fitting mentor. Only 3 out of our 14 bronze recruits have shield, so we'll still have pretty good odds of drawing a non-shielded recruit with this. On the aura side, we have our Eugenes, who also create lightning bolts in our deck, which will help for draw a little bit. We do have one Dara Dudley. I only have one. I would maybe try to cram 2 in, because if this would get shield with fitting mentor, it will be a really strong card and much harder to clear. We have our Anapine, which is just a good general bronze card. We have Kong also does have aura already built in, and he'll have it even if you don't have a shield on the board to give him shield already. We have our Queen, who has aura. We put in 2 Dr. Fates as a little bit of top end, and then we have our Captain Atom, which is our big aura payoff, as everything gets aura when it drops, and whenever they lose aura, Captain Atom will get 2/2. So kind of a good basis on shield and aura. Let's run the game and find out how well this deck holds up. One last point for our leader selection, as Energy and Might are the ones with the aura and shield idea types. We had to pick them. We went ahead and picked 2 free leaders. I went with Superman this time as opposed to Wonder Woman, so we can try to get a little value out of Lois Lane, and also helps us draw a card a little bit more. Alright, game 1, and I just wanted to say a little bit also about laddering. Laddering early in the season is always going to be tougher than laddering in the end of the season, because everyone that is rank 20 and down get crunched into that lower bronze range along with everyone below them. So laddering in the beginning, you might get some more matchups that seem a little bit more unfair, as others have a better deck than you, but that sorts out, and the laddering in the later part of the season, you're more going against kind of your true rank competitors. So also just something to keep in mind about the time at which you are trying to climb the ladder. So round 1, let's probably drop our Steve Trevor here, and we'll give Superman the boost. Or we can also drop him and on flash and take advantage of the power surge in a few turns, which might not be the worst idea, as we will also have our Iris, but because we have these two that we want to put together, we'll go ahead and Steve Trevor our flash, just to set up in case we do need to clear a lot, or we can deal just 12 damage to face, which is actually pretty devastating early on. Alright, so he leads off with the old Superman robot. Solid card. Since we do have Barry's ability, we can use that, or we can just drop an Iris West in the middle and use both heroes without having to use the button to clear things. And we can even do a little bit better because Iris is a really good card in this game. So we can drop the Crypto in front of her, give her the shield, and just kind of protect her a little bit better. Barry's not going to take any damage because of Iris's ability that the Flash Leader is invincible, which is really good, especially early game for clearing some of these minions. And we'll pair him with Superman here, and we'll hit the face. One cool thing about Iris is it not only for Barry is it helpful, but with Barry's hero power, it's super effective as you get 2 invincible swings with 3 damage, as opposed to without her, you just get the 2 and you have to eat the damage. So definitely a difference, and a really big difference, especially if you're trying to clear bigger minions off the board.
May the gods grant us their favor.
This will be really good, as this is going to be a 3 damage thing, so this will be a great time to use our Flash's hero ability to do that. And since we're already at 3, we will get it twice in a row, so we'll really be able to do some work on this one.
Ready to race?
We don't take any of the damage that we would normally eat from the 4, which is really good. And to clear the 3-2, we could send the Steve Trevor in, but then we're just giving up something. So instead, let's use the Crypto and use his shield, and then use our 1 from Superman and take that out. I'm not as worried about getting damage on Superman because when he does use his ability, he's invincible. So he can eat a little bit more face damage early on, because when he swings and attacks, unlike heroes like Green Lantern and Wonder Woman, they are going to hit they're going to hit minions and they're going to take damage with it. Where Superman, when he hits, he's not going to take the damage. So just something else to kind of keep in the back of your mind for everything. And we will drop our aura here, and we are going to save Power Surge for when we really need it, or when we have a really good opportunity to deal quite a bit of damage to face. Alright, so Green Lantern pops his ability, generates the extra, so he can do quite a bit this turn. Will be interesting to see what route he goes, although this will be protected. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. That is a lot of resources to use. So he's going to protect the Wonder Woman. Pretty good choice. And he's going to favor. And then what will he do with his last bronze? And where will Green Lantern swing? I assume he'll swing and take out the 3-3, as it's the biggest threat that he can get to. But we'll see. And he super strengths. Makes a big meaty boy over here, which is totally okay. Alright, takes out the 3-3 as expected. Alright, so we have a lot of cool stuff we can do this game. And we actually have lethal on Green Lantern. So we could take him out. There's a couple options we can do here. We'll talk through them. So we can put our 3 onto Barry. That will give him 6, so he can do 12. We could combine the 12 with the 16 here and take Green Lantern out using our 1 for Crypto. And then with Superman, since he'll be at 8, we can use Superman and Steve Trevor to take out the Kilowog, which we could do that. We could also take out Wonder Woman here, which we might actually take out Wonder Woman since we have the ability, because she's going to get her leader ability back, and she gets it every 2 as opposed to Green Lantern's 3. So let's do that.
I'll never stop fighting.
Superman doesn't eat any of this damage, which is really good. We will Power Surge our berry.
Ready to race?
Our 1, and finish off with the 4. Really good. We've gotten a lot of good value out of Iris. She's just sat back here, and he gives up. Yeah, we really pushed him into a corner. That was awesome. That was great to see. Great to see. Since that last game did end in a concede, we'll try to run another one here, just to show off some of the other elements of the deck a little bit. We always want to try to make sure we have our bronze taken care of. Really good, we have the double Iris, so that kind of leaves one Iris that's a little bit more expendable than the other, which could be helpful. Either way, we will start off with our Superman robot here, just to get something on the board. The Demos, excellent counter to the shields, because you don't have to eat the damage. You can just take away the raw life total. We could drop an Iris, but she's just gonna die, so we're going to hold on, and I guess we're gonna unfortunately have to pass here. Alright, he drops the Eugene, good card. I wish we had our Eugene in our hand. That would have been very helpful last time. But because of Iris and Barry's ability, we are going to be able to clear both parts of his board, which is really good. The plant's going to have to stay. Not much we can do about that, but there are worse things. One thing we could also do is we could drop the Iris and then follow up with the Earthquake and totally clear his board, which could be really good. That would also be a viable thing. It wouldn't clear the Eugene because of the aura, so take that for what it's worth. And we should also note that Shazam is getting his ability next round, so we do need to kind of look forward and play around that a little bit. But honestly, I think that using Earthquake here, we're just too much value. I mean, we're taking out 3 characters with that, and then we'll also be able to drop the Iris and use Barry's ability to finish the Eugene and push a little damage to face. Even if Shazam does take out our Iris, that's using 6 damage to take out a 0-1, as opposed to 6 damage going to somebody's face. So, pretty good, pretty good. And then that will allow us to have some things to do next round as well, whether that's drop another Iris and play the Madam, or whatever we draw. So we will go ahead and Earthquake. And this is a time when order really matters. You wouldn't want to play your Iris first and then try to Earthquake, because then you're just taking her out. So we'll drop our Iris back here. We'll pump Barry.
Ready to race?
We'll clear the Eugene, and we'll hit Shazam in the face. And don't forget, Iris also gives your other leaders 1 attack, so we might as well tag on the 1 here. The Fly Trap, really good card. We might take that out with Superman to deny him a little bit of draw, because this deck really wants to draw cards. He's going to use the Ambush Bug to take out Iris. That's pretty good. But we're still okay. The Ambush Bug is now just a 2-2 after this, so nothing too threatening. Let's see what we draw here. Alright, so we have our Eugene. So I can see a world where we Eugene and Madam, and then use Superman to take out the plant. As he only does have 3 cards, we will draw a 4th, but we're starting to starve him a little bit of resources by not allowing him to get the value out of Ivy's Flytrap. And I think that's pretty good. So I think that's the direction we're going to go. As far as placement, we will put the Eugene in front of the Flash, and then we will drop the Madam over here. The Madam might be the one probably that eats the Shazam ability. We could have also put Madam in the back and put Eugene in front of her to try to protect her a little bit and get a little bit more of that in-turn value and draw more magic spells, which honestly might have been the right play, I think. So we might have misplayed just a hair there, but that's something, you know, you live, you learn. That's why we hopefully improve every game. See what spell we get. Alright, so give a leader +2, and that is a permanent buff. So that will be really good. We should definitely put that on Barry. That way when we hit Barry's ability, he'll have 4. And that's really good. And that combined with our Iris already, Barry can do a lot of work with this card. Alright, Shazam takes out the Madam, I can only assume. Alright, the Demos. I guess he's just going to eat the Aura. Alright. So he could just be doing that because he has Lightning Bolts that he's going to draw and he plans to take Eugene out with a spell, or maybe he just felt like that was the right play. Interesting. So he must have a Lightning Bolt or something to deal 1 in the hand. Other than that, I'm not sure why he would trade the Ambush Bug in kind of for free. Alright, the Wizard Shazam, a solid card. However, we as well have a pretty solid turn here. So with Barry and Iris and this Astral Empowerment, we're going to be able to clear his board totally, which is really solid considering Barry's not going to take any damage. We'll drop our Iris. We'll power Barry up here.
Ready to race?
And he'll be able to deal 5. And we'll clear this for free. And we will send our 2-1 and our Superman 1 into Shazam. We also have some good plays in our hand. We do have our Captain Atom, which hopefully we can get some value out of losing auras. And we also have one that already comes with aura, so not as much needed, but still pretty good. The Atom also does give aura to your leaders, as it is each friendly character, not each friendly recruit, which is a little bit extra good, especially against a Shazam or an energy leader, because they tend to have direct damage, which not all the classes have. Oh, the Hellblaze, though, really good. Really good. Alright, so what card do we want to give him? I think the only option is we definitely give the Devil's Knight. Giving him, I could see giving the Power Surge as well. We definitely don't want to give him the Luthor because we don't have a good way to deal with that. The Devil's Knight might be a mistake too, as he does have all this on the board. So if we give him the Devil's Knight and he hits us in the face now, he's getting +6, or Power Surge, he's only getting 3. So I think Power Surge is the right way to go because of that. Ah, but we drew our own Hellblaze. Oh, that's really good. So we're going to Hellblaze and then drop our 3/3 Aura here, and we'll save the Captain Atom for a later turn. So we will return the Hellblaze favor here. And we'll give Barry a little cover, because if not, he could take us out next round with Shazam's ability and the 3 from the Power Surge that we gave him. Alright, we have them on the ropes right now with our fully common and rare build deck against one of the more meta decks you see out there in Shazam Ivy. So, really solid showing so far. Very exciting.
I bring the thunder!
Adds on the Power Surge. So it looks like Superman is probably going... Oh no, he Ivied them. Okay, that's pretty good. So that way he can still Shazam into the Flash. Maybe he draws a Lightning Bolt or 2 and he'll be able to take out the Flash. We will see. Ah, the Grid. Pretty good. Barry's still up, though Barry will most likely not survive this next round. But we will use our Superman to fit the 7 into the 7.
I'll never stop fighting.
And then we will hit our Barry here, and we'll finish Shazam.
Race?
Now, we're at a point here. We can go face and drop her to 6, or we can take this plant out and remove the 3/3. If we went face, it would only be 4 to face, and then he'd still have the 3/3 on the board, and because the 3/3 is going to take us out next round either way, because when he draws his card for his turn, it's going to do 1 to bury. So I think in this situation, we just go ahead and give up bury and take the 3/3 with him as opposed to not. We will now drop our Eugene and our Captain Adam. Placement doesn't matter as much. He doesn't have a board, and we're going to try to go for face, and we're going to try to end this shortly. So we'll see. It is a top deck war, but we have the edge of going in with the board. Ah, and we did it. We took down a meta deck. Nice. Good showing. All right, really good results this time as we built around an in-game mechanic. So 2 wins in 2 games for a deck that is all commons and rares. So really exciting, definitely shows again what I talked about in the last one as we were putting up these really budget decks against the gold ranks, the true gold ranks. Well, this time, since it is the beginning of the new season, we are back in bronze. So hopefully we got some decks. Not only, we did take out a Shazam Ivy, which is a meta deck, but the first game we also got a dub over Green Lantern Wonder Woman, and hopefully we assumed we played maybe against a more bronze player, but maybe not. Either way, great showing for this, and this wraps up this 4-part deck building theory tutorial for beginners. I really hope you guys got some value out of this, and I hope it also shows that even if you are totally free to play, there are avenues and paths to victory as long as you can construct and play the deck well enough. Because so much of this game is just how well can you pilot these decks that you built, and if you can pilot it better and eke out a little bit more value and percentage points throughout the game, you can compete and can win. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see in the future in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this and enjoy playing DC Dual Force. Have a great day.